So Yona Shabbat arrived in the U.S. with Joel Lecture. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really No, I think they have. Who has it? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, there is. Yeah, Yona Shabbat. Yeah. No, I'm familiar. There's even there's Gabriel Alexander, and so I mean it became sort of like a career trajectory for a lot of these guys that they could go around and speak on Assyrian issues.
Welcome to Northeastern University. I'm very happy to see everyone here. My name is Naby. I'm the chair and professor of history here at Northeastern. I am not Assyrian, but I am very fond of Assyrian culture and history. And ever since living in Ahvaz in Iran, which is very close to Iraq, we were exposed to Armenians, Assyrians and Chaldeans and other minorities. So the liking into Assyrian culture goes back a couple of years ago, right? My childhood. And when I moved to California, and my very first friends actually in high school were Assyrians and Chaldeans, and that friendship basically continued. So through some sort of osmosis, I guess, I got to know Assyrians, their way of life, their rich history, and once I got into the profession of history, I understood how much Assyrians have influenced many cultures in the Middle East as one of the first civilizations in the area. So to that, essentially, I kind of said we owe it to the Assyrian community to kind of make them see what their culture is about, beside the music, the food, and to get together, and something as meaningful as knowing the history of the region. And I was very fortunate when we moved here to Chicago 14 years ago from California with my family. I got to know a lot of Assyrian families, including Naima, Arthur, and then Dr. Alda Benjamin, that we started talking about the possibilities that there are in promoting Assyrian culture, Assyrian language here at Northeastern, because we do have a history of having Assyrians in this campus, but with a little bit of time, past 20, 30 years, there was Assyrian classes that were offered, but not much on Assyrian history and culture, which I really, as chair, and as a human being, as somebody that I cherish and value the Assyrian culture, I want this to be promoted here. That's why I ran this by our Dean of College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Brady. You want to raise your hand? Thank you for coming. He liked the idea, so I contacted Arthur and Naima and Dr. Benjamin, and we are here. I was privileged to know Dr. Naby because of the connection that she has to Iranian studies at Harvard through her late husband, Dr. Richard Nelson Fry. So, welcome everyone. The exhibit is fantastic. I guess if you haven't seen it, you'll go see it afterwards. The library does close at 9 o'clock. So her talk is going to be about 40 minutes or so. So I'll cut my comments short. Let me give you a little introduction about Dr. Naby, and thank you also very much for coming. A cultural historian of the Middle East and Central Asia, Ibn Naby began her career as a Peace Corps volunteer in Afghanistan and moved to a Columbia University PhD program that led eventually to her application of ethnic and religious minority studies principles to the study of Assyrians in the Middle East. She and her late husband, Richard Nelson Fry of Harvard University, initiated Assyrian endowments at several universities that have helped to shape holdings on modern Assyrians at Harvard, Columbia, and UC Berkeley. Among her many articles on Assyrians, are the key initial introduction to Assyrians in the former Soviet Union, which began in 1975, the use of pre-World War I Assyrian periodical press, very important press, to analyze Assyrian cultural progress, which came out in 1977 and was reprinted, I guess, in 2006. Her work at the Foundation for Endangered Languages and at the Encyclopedia Erotica, they're all very important contributions and works that she has dedicated her life to. As the contributing editor on modern Assyrians at the National Endowment for Humanities funded project, her own entries and those from whom she has been soliciting entries have enriched the research sources on modern Assyrians. She has curated 6 exhibits about Assyrians and Middle East minorities with 3 catalogs. The current traveling exhibit, the one that's upstairs now, starting in California in 2002, has traveled along the East and West coasts. This exhibit is based on original historically significant letters and a journal kept in an Assyrian American family that are being archived at UC Berkeley. Her goal of enhancing sources for modern Assyrian studies includes sponsoring 2 other exhibits with catalogs over the next 3 years, adding to archival resources at Harvard University especially, and promoting digitization of the several dozen Aramaic language periodicals published in Turkey, Iran, Russia, Georgia, and the US from 1849 forward. Adaptation to OCR capability to provide research capacity remains a long term of her goals and our goal as well. I wish that in some way we can help in your endeavors, and we'll be very happy to host anything that the Assyrian community would like to do, as long as it's related to this very, very important promotion of Assyrian history and culture. Without further ado, please give a big round of applause to Dr. Eden Naby.
It's a nice small room, so I don't think I need to worry about having a mic. You can all hear me, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the thanks that I have goes to Professor Farzaneh, to this university, which has helped to bring this to Chicago for the first time, and also to the staff of the library, which was instrumental in helping us set this exhibit up. Really due to the diligence of about 10 people in the extended family of the Joseph Yosef family from California, and how they preserve these things for over 100 years. Some of these letters, the journal, go back to the late 19th century, and they kept them. They were Americanized, they married Irish, Jewish, German. There it went to the University of Washington, thanks to Arbella Schliemann. It was there for 6 weeks, and then it went to a few other places, including Harvard University, the Presbyterian Historical Society, and Indiana University, where it was a great success. So Ron Michael, who also attended that presentation, can fall asleep if he wants to, because this is very similar to that. Anyhow, this is its 7th location, and we are hoping to go to at least 2 more, possibly another one in Michigan. Now, who are the Assyrians? I don't need to tell most of you who the Assyrians are, but we are natives of Greater Mesopotamia, Iraq, Turkey, Iran, and Syria. We are speakers of Aramaic, the oldest continuously alphabetically written and spoken language of the world. Not just the Middle East, but of the world, because it was alphabetically written. And it is a Semitic language like Arabic and Hebrew, and there are many relationships, studies of relationships among these languages. The language that we speak comes in several dialects, but 2 major locations that agreed to host this exhibit, and we really had no idea how it was going to turn out, was the Sunnyvale Historical Society and Museum. The reason why Sunnyvale was interested is because this was exhibited by the name of the village from which this family came, Ganadrag. And is there anyone from Ganadrag here? Yeah, it's a city, a town that didn't have that many people here. But fortunately, in California, there are 3 or 4, and the person who helped a great deal of this exhibit is Vladimir Moradisi, who is helped me with both setting up the exhibit, meeting members of the family, and he took great pride in the fact that it was about people from Canada. There aren't very many of them that I know of anymore. What did I do? I did something. Oh.
Like we can donate it to ACF Ashurbanipal Library, but more importantly, preserve it in a digital form, because now, as you are aware, you have mentioned author, we have technologies that can actually decipher the